What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Dario. This channel is called 5.2 liter. In today's video, we are going to be installing this APR wing. I'm super stoked about this install. I've been wanting to do, an upgrade of the wing since probably a year and a half, but we finally made it work. So big shout out to APR who gave me this wing at a discount. Super excited to be working with APR and, get an upgrade to the Shelby GT350. So if you guys are interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me to grow and to put out more videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and I'll show you how to install this wing. All right, guys, and as you can see, this is the box. Sorry for all this mess, but there's just been too much going on in the house. But this is the packaging. I have not even taken it out of the box because I wanted to give you the first looks here. So let's see what we got. All right, guys, without further ado, let's see what's in the box. Obviously, we got this beautiful wing. I believe it's 60.5 inch wide, so I think that's a pretty good size. It's really light. Obviously, it's carbon fiber, but let's see. I probably need to get a knife for this. Let's try to not damage it. Not the greats. It's like triple wrap. That looks so damn good. I don't know what you can see. Some cameras turn up, but look at that. Look at the amazing carbon fiber looks. We all love carbon fiber, so looks pretty good to me. Let's see what else we got in the box. I'll be right back. We also did get this in the box. Let's see what we got in there. There we are. Obviously in carbon fiber. APR. Love the styling of these. This one also looks pretty good. We got some instructions right there. Yeah, installation time about 1 hour. We'll see if I can actually make it in that. Usually something goes wrong, so we'll see. We also do have the brackets, basically holding the wing and being adjustable for the angle that you want the wing to sit in, depending on how aggressive you want it to be. Tell these are really good quality. These are made out of metal. They're not plastic or anything. Love that they're black. Perfectly matches the car, obviously, but just in general, really good quality. Like these, they are lightweight but very sturdy. There are definitely more pieces to this than I expected. This is obviously somewhat of the adjustability in the wing. I nearly forgot about this part. This is the carbon fiber spoiler cover. Since the GT350 has some mounting points, and I can show you right here. This original OEM wing has mounting points right here, and right there. So in the center, the APR does not have any mounting points. So in order to cover these, there is this special piece right here. It's basically just a carbon fiber plate that will cover those holes. Obviously makes it a little bit less janky. It looks better, but also it prevents water from running through those holes into your trunk. So it's functional, but also looks good. So all right, so let's go over all the parts that we have. We have the wing, as you can see here, looking super clean. we have the centerpiece that I was just talking about, covering the center holes of that OEM spoiler. And then we do have the base plates, the adjustable brackets for the angle of the spoiler, depending on how aggressive you want to have the downforce basically on the vehicle. Then you have the side plates and you have the mounting brackets that attach to the wing as well. So obviously we also have the mounting hardware, and we do have a little booklet. Not sure, I think it's just showcasing a few things about APR and what kind of wings they have. So without further ado, let's start this install. I'm super stoked. All right, and first of all, you will want to open up the trunk lid to access basically the mounting points for the OEM spoiler. Depending on what kind of Mustang you have, this is going to be different, but I had to pull this plug off. There's another one over here. You can just do that by hand. And then you'll have to remove, I believe, this whole kind of liner right here, just to access the center mounting points of the wing on the GT350 at least. I don't know how it's going to be on the GT, but for that I usually use one of those clip pullers. They make your life so much easier, because if you've ever tried to pull these out, it's a pain in the ass. So without further ado, I'll just take these off and then take the liner off and then show you what's going on. All right, I got the first clips out, but these grounds right here, or the spacers, they seem to be more of a pain. So I guess you gotta just go aggressive with them. Yeah. This was a pain. Still got another one to go. All right, I was able to pull this off without having to take the plastic piece off right here. Just gonna put this in there for now. And I can access all the attachment points finally. Finally, we can actually look at the liner being off the car. You can see there is one bolt or one stud with a nut right there. I'm gonna have to figure out what size that is. Then we have two right there. We have one over here. So let's take this off. Shouldn't take too long. So I figured out it's a 10 millimeter. You might want to get a deep socket because my regular socket did not work. So 10 millimeter. Let's take that first one off. I'm honestly very afraid for this to drop right in there. So not sure I'm going to do that. Yeah, let me get the heat gun. I can't tell you how much work it was to get this stupid wing off. I had to get my wife out here. I tried everything from, like, you know, getting flossing lines to try to cut through this tape, because the wing is not just mounted with studs and nuts, it's also actually mounted with a lot 3M tape. So you can see here we had a really tough time to get the center off on it, actually. But yeah, as you can see, the stock wing actually took off quite a bit of paint. I complained at Ford before and they were like, well, we don't care about it, basically. So super fun. Hopefully that's not going to be too visible with the new mounting plates, but yeah, I'm going to be using some Goo Gone. Used this in the past, it worked pretty good, just to get all of this glue and residue off, just to have a clean surface to then obviously mount the new pieces to. So let's go ahead and get this all cleaned up. All right, so we got all of the glue residue taken care of. I think it looks pretty decent. We might have to bend this back a little bit because we got stuck with the stud there the whole time while trying to get this wing off. And then, you know, you have a little bit of these edges right there. If they're still gonna be visible, I'm going to bring it to my buddy Chase from Insane Paint Auto here in Birmingham, and he will take care of it. Now, this is honestly something that bugs me quite a bit, because that OEM wing was basically rubbing on it, and that's why you can see the paint through there and you can see some rust. In a perfect world, I would just replace the whole trunk lid. So if you got extra money, time, whatever, just get a new trunk lid. It's gonna make your job so much easier. However, I am going to see how it looks at the finished install, and then see if I want to still get a detail, get a few edges taken care of. But I don't know what's gonna be covered and whatnot, so let's just try to get this wing installed, and then we'll see. But as a next step, I'll have to drill some holes into this trunk lid. So if it wasn't sketchy enough, now it's gonna get sketchy. And if I mess up, I'm gonna buy a new trunk lid, which I probably should have done in the first place. So learn from my mistakes, don't make them. All right, as a next step, you will want to get some masking tape, usually blue. You just want to kind of put that on the edge of the trunk, like so, on both sides. And then you'll want to get some measurement tape. All right, and next up, the instructions say to kind of take a measurement right from here to down here and measure 12.5 inches to the corner or the edge of the trunk lid. So you basically see right here, that's my marking, and that's what you want to align the bracket with. That's going to give you your positioning of the hole that you need to drill. So let's get this bracket right here. First off, we just need the rubber piece right here. So we're going to align this. We'll want to make sure that the edge is basically at that 12.5 inch marker that we just set, and then you want to make sure that it's all the way to the edge right here so that it has the perfect fitment. Next up, you will want to ensure that this rubber base is lined up with the side edges right here of the trunk, and then you want to line it up with that marking that you said before. Then you'll use a punch to mark these 3 holes right there. And you can take this away. Now you can drill the, I think they're 1/4 inch holes. So 1, 2, 3. Once you've drilled those, we'll get back to the next step. All right, and let's get to the sketchiest part of this install. Drilling holes in a trunk lid. Never thought I was gonna do that, but today's the day. Never been so excited to do something. So if I fail, at least it's on camera, right? At least I have a funny video to look back to and say, oh, that's where I spend way too much money. All right, let's hope this was correct. We have, as you can see, 3 holes right there, 3 holes right there. Looks good from the first look. Let's see if it actually works out. All right, guys, the next steps are fairly simple, but they're kind of difficult to film. So just to show you, you have these 3 bolts that go through the holes, and then they screw into this plate right here that is holding the wing ultimately. And then you have a stud right here that mounts to the base plate, and you have the same thing on the other side. So very straightforward. To the next step, we are just going to be mounting the actual wing now with the M6 20 millimeters, and then just tighten everything up and we should be good. Oh, and one step that I forgot to tell you, I also mounted these with the M6 by 25 millimeters. Super easy. I mean, you just kind of have to align them the right way around. But yeah, to the next step, we will be putting on the wing. Can't get over how light this thing is. Maybe we need like a picture for the video. Just put this on here. Alright guys, it's the next day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish the project yesterday because we had some plans. But as you can see, this is how far we are. That's where we stopped. So we just have to put the end plates on, tighten everything down, and we're done. So we got the end plates on now. I tightened everything down. And then I also just installed the centerpiece right here, which basically just covers the OEM holes. And now I'm gonna get to ensuring that everything actually looks good, because as I showed you before, we've got quite some paint missing here. And same thing happening on the other side. So Ford definitely has some issues with that OEM wing moving too much. From the fitment, unfortunately this is seating a little bit higher than I would like it to, but I think it's just kind of how I drilled the holes, so I can't really fix that. But yeah, let me get this all cleaned up. I'm gonna show you all the ugly. This is kind of what came through when I was getting these holes. I thought I would just, you know, go as deep as possible when I drilled them, but as you can see, I actually did leave some marks right there. Funny enough, the other side doesn't have anything like that, just the plastic trim right here. So when you drill these holes, don't drill too far in, otherwise you're going to have to fix that later. In general, the trunk lid does not look amazing. Probably got a bunch of scratches on there as well, but you know what you do for the downforce, right? And all this you could definitely polish out. So probably gonna get this detailed in the future, or get a carbon one, and then should be all fixed anyways. But let me touch this up and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Super excited to show you guys. All right guys, and this is what the final product looks like. Absolutely love this wing. It's aggressive while not being too much in your face. It's pretty big. I think it sits 7 inches high, something like that. I think it looks really good. Let me know what you guys think about this wing. Is this better than the OEM one that I have laying right there, or is it worse? What do you think? But yeah guys, this concludes the video. Absolutely stoked about this wing. I think it looks really good. Can't wait to drive around with it, see people's reaction, and yeah, have all my friends see it, see what they think about it. I don't think anybody knows that I have this. I don't think I've told anybody, so super stoked for that as well. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what I'm gonna do with the trunk, whether I'm going to have that repainted or I don't know what. But you know, that touch-up job is not amazing. I just don't want it to rust worse. So let me know what you guys think about this wing. I hope this install video helps you guys figure out if you want one or if you can do it. I think it's definitely doable. I'm not really the handyman, but you know, drilling a couple holes sounds very sketchy. It is sketchy, but it's not as bad as I thought. So if you guys got any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.